The Rocky Mountain bull elk is truly one of the most majestic big game animals in North America. Whether you're hunting them in early season or screaming to that bugle through the month of September, or if you're a late season hunter trying to get those recovering bulls in the lowland in the winter range, they are truly one of the most majestic and priceless animals that we have to offer in North America. But if you want to throw controversy at them, put them behind one of these. Big bull elk, cows, even if they're on a 3,000 acre fenced enclosure, they create controversy within our society as hunters. The thing that I'm going to tell you is that we're okay going ahead and putting fish in lakes and catching them. We're okay putting pheasants underneath a bush and going to jump those. Texas has been shooting whitetails behind fences for years and years and years. And if you go to South Africa, you've got huge fenced enclosures. But these big bull elk that are behind one of these, there will be people that have a problem with hunting bull elk in a fenced enclosure like this. The thing that I'll say is that every one of these people that come hunt these operations, they buy guns, they buy ammo, they buy camouflage clothing, they buy everything that we all need as hunters. And there's a portion of each one of those dollars on a tax basis that goes to contribute to everything we do as a whole. So the one thing we need to do as hunters is stick together. And doing something like this isn't something I was ever wanting to do until I was here a couple years ago with a good friend, Raymond Kemper, who wanted to kill a big velvet bull elk. I'd always thought that that was out of my realm because governor's tags in Arizona are not in my budget without a shadow of a doubt. But I've always wanted to kill a big giant bugling bull elk, and if I could get one in the velvet with my bow, I would definitely do it. We're here at Trophy Mountain Ranch here in Colorado out of Walden, 3,000 acres. We are behind an enclosure, but we're gonna go chase them bull elk down. So I think you're gonna see this is a great chance to go see some elk up close and personal, and big fuzzy bulls. Stick around, it's gonna be exciting. I've hunted 3,000 acre ranches before and stuff significantly smaller, but being in a situation where the animals just can't get away from you, that's a whole foreign thing to me. You know, I've hunted ranches that are 800 acres where if you bust those elk out, all of a sudden they leave the property, all of a sudden you're hunting nothing for the next 5 days. So for the next 5 days, we know they're gonna be here. 3,000 acres is a whole lot of property, so it should be fun. So mode of operation with stuff while we're here around the ranch is the Polaris Rangers. They use these things throughout the year to get around and check on the elk. So I guess the elk are not too afraid of these things while you're driving around in these, but they said hang on, once you actually get out of this thing, it's a whole different program. So I'm looking forward to being here for the next 4 days. It actually seems like we almost got September weather here. We got fog, a little bit of moisture, and just missing the elk bugling right now. I would say that is a pretty good sign. They're not totally going to stay around when you're driving around in the Polaris here. So he was within bow range, but not for very long. Colorado, get to shoot a big velvet bull. Yeah, not too many places you can pull this off unless you got a government tag for Arizona, commissioner's tag. You're not getting this done, but you get it done right here.
Okay, we're a high-end 2,850 acre hunting preserve located in north central Colorado. We have trophy elk ranging from 340 to 500 class bulls here on the ranch. Trophy trout fishing is included in the package. You come in at noon the first day, we get you all hooked up, ready to go, sight your guns in, show you the elk. We hunt day 2 and 3, and then you leave day 4 around noon. We offer bull hunts. Cow hunts is a harvest, and we do have a few of them. That's an in and out deal. No lodging is provided with the cow harvest. And we also offer bison. I write the license. You can hunt at 5 years old to 99 years old. You do not have to have a hunter safety card. So you can hunt bow, archery, black powder any time of the year. Well, we accommodate 6 people at a time, no more than 6. That way it's a good, nice, personal hunt. Each hunter has their own guide, so we give them that personal effect the whole time they're here, from start to finish. The lodge is a very nice 6-bedroom lodge, so everybody has their own private lodging. We have a chef on staff that prepares all the meals with an open bar for your convenience. Any non-hunting guest that shares the same room stays for free. There's no charge. If they need a room, there's a minimum charge for that, but if they stay with your room, it's free. And we have several things for the wives to do. Sit on the deck, look at the views, go fishing. We partner with our guest ranch, our sister ranch, 40 miles south, where if it's early in the year, horseback rides can be given, trail hiking down there, or fishing in our ponds at that ranch. So there's a lot of things. We love to have the family come. We have a lot of guys that bring their kids too, to give them that experience. We do everything spot and stalk. We hunt fair chase standards. The only time we use the ATVs is to get us from point A to point B, but we hunt fair chase standard on all of our hunts. We're able to cater the handicapped people, which is a good plus here, or older gentlemen that can't walk. I mean, if we need to do that, we can cater to them. We do a lot of Wounded Warriors hunts here, and so it makes good for the handicap and the Make-A-Wish hunts. They consider us a canned hunt, but at 3,000 acres or 2,850 acres, you never see the fence. The terrain is rough. It goes from 8,000 to 10,000 feet. We have a bunch of deep canyons, dark timber, and everything. So I think that everybody that's ever hunted here, after they leave, they say it's just as hard as hunting in the wild. Just because you're hunting behind the fence, there's no guarantees you're going to get an elk, you know. I mean, if you can't shoot, you can't get an elk. And here at the ranch, we're also going to be offering a meat facility where we can also process your meat right here on the ranch and package it for you and send it home with you ready to eat. We offer taxidermy. I have 2 or 3 different taxidermists here that's close that can pick up the mounts here at the ranch and take it, and then they'll ship it to you when they're done with it. Their prices seem to be compatible with all the other taxidermists. If you want to leave it here, we can take care of that. That's another extra charge though. None of my bulls, they're hormone free. They don't get doctored. They're treated like wild. If one of them gets sick, he just gets sick. If he lives, he lives. If he dies, he dies. We do use a protein feed. We feed them a cow cake, 14% cow cake and oats during the growing season and during the rut, just to help their horns get big and their meat taste good and everything. But there's no medicine ever used. These bulls are treated like wild. Once they're raised or brought to the ranch, they're never handled again by the human hand. They live their life out just like a wild bull does on any mountain outside the fence. A lot of my bulls will hang at 900. One time we had a bull hang at 1,400. He was a 7-year-old. I don't think you're ever going to see a bull in the wild hang at 1,400 pounds. And you're not going to see that much in captivity either, but we did have one that happened. We manage the disease. We test for every animal that comes through here. We test for chronic wasting disease. There's 3 different types of genes in the elk, and one of the genes is CWD resistance. That elk can never get or carry CWD. This is another plus. We could go to the wild. If someday the wild conservationists wanted some of these genes, I'm sure they're working on them too, but we could maybe eradicate CWD completely in the wild. It's like I always say, it's my famous saying is, high fence hunting ain't for everybody, but for the ones that come, they love it. And we don't make you come. If you don't want a high fence hunt, don't come. If you want to come and look at my elk, I'll gladly show you my elk, show you how we hunt. Not trying to convince you, but I understand it's not for everybody. But we do about 200 people a year that sure does make, they're happy when they leave and they come back year after year. So, but come out and give us a try. I think if you come out and hunt on the ranch and you can't say it wasn't fun and it wasn't fair chase, I think I'd probably give you your money back, because I said you can't honestly not tell me that after you hunt here. We do a nice family run operation and we have fun the whole time we're here.
The big non-typical lane right there, the narrow guy.
Well, we thought all those bulls would probably be on the backside. We saw them this morning. Lo and behold, come over the hill, and there's just a couple that are out in the edge of the trees in the shade. I don't know if it's one of the ones we want to try to shoot, but there's definitely a bunch of elk up there for sure. So they're in a good position. Wind's going uphill this way. We've got thermals. So it's a good opportunity to go get close. We're going to do this with a bow. Makes it pretty challenging. So if we can get a velvet bull, with a bow. About 100 yards. It's the squiggly ball, the 7x. Probably 90 yards in the trees over there. That's not the one. There's about 5 bulls right there. We don't have a clear shot. Right now we're 65 yards. Well, within my range. We were shooting today at 70 yards. Groups like that. Squeaky bull's about 10 yards up the hill. Dude, that big 7-point will stand up. Come down there in that opening. You might get an opportunity. We're 60 yards right now. Just wind swirled. Everything went behind a cloud. Just started getting unstable air in there. Went from a really good setup to it's over. shot it for 35. And I held it low in the chest. It's actually 51 yards, so maybe 50 to where Wes was at, or where I was shooting from. Pretty exciting. I mean, when you watch that video, that it looks like that bull he's done. And I mean, arrow right here. Good.
It's a freaking amazing bull.
You thinking 330? Wow.
Dude, no.
8 on the right with a double .9.
He's an 8x9.
That's kind of a big one.
Well, we recovered our bull last night. I mean, this is a 3,000 acre private ranch here. It's a high fence ranch, and you would think that things should be pretty easy, but I can honestly say, coming here, I had a whole different perception of how the hunt came out. And once we actually got out of the vehicles and bow in hand, camera guy behind us, and guide, these things act pretty much like traditional elk. I mean, we got winded, we got blown out, everything you would expect, and pandemonium took place, and I actually misjudged that bull's distance. I got him low in the chest. We got one lung, maybe the bottom of the heart, but it wasn't enough to shut him down really quick. I mean, he went probably over a half a mile and snuck up, got another arrow in him, and man, this is a pretty impressive bull. I mean, I've always wanted to kill a velvet bull, and I don't have the money to do a governor's tag for places like Arizona that you can hunt in July. So this was my only opportunity to be able to take a velvet bull of this caliber, and I can honestly say I had a great time here at Trophy Mountain Ranch. The lodging is fantastic, accommodations are great, and basically everything these guys do is top notch. So world-class opportunity, great chance to come see big bulls, obviously harvest great big bulls, and everything you want from top to bottom, whether you want a 300-inch bull, 400-inch bull, 500, or even possibly 600. So super enjoyed this place. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Sportsman's News Television. Tune in next month. We'll have another great show for you.